as a person, first and foremost, just being a great person off the court, I feel like it's gonna affect a lot of people. As a basketball player, length, obviously, joining with the rest of the guys already have that length. It's gonna be scary. Being able to shoot the ball, spread the floor a little bit, and take the pressure off the bigs. Just competing nonstop at all times, rebounding, blocking shots, being able to pass. It's a lot of value.
First of all, congratulations on being drafted. You mentioned about playing guys with that sort of length. Giannis obviously comes to mind. What do you hope to learn or hope to pick up from a player like that, playing alongside him?
Just first, how he jumped from that high. Like when he first got drafted, everybody was like, oh, he's too skinny, he's this and that, he's not going to do this. And now everybody's looking at him like, oh, he's next. Like, he's scary what he can do with that length. So just picking things up, picking his mind about what he did, to help him push him that high. So really just picking his mind.
Thon.
What's that?
If you want to finish your thought, you can go ahead. So you didn't get invited to the green room, but you're sitting there in the stands. How did it feel to walk past so many guys still waiting to have their name called? And were you a little surprised by that? Because obviously they invite players normally, they expect to go in the lottery, and you were not sitting there among them. How did that feel?
When I walked past most of those guys in the green room, some of the guys looked at me sideways. Other guys I already knew from high school, so we're kind of like friends, and they were happy, and some of them gave me dap. Other guys were like, it should be them. So I don't know. If I were in that situation, I would have been like, congrats, you've made a step, now go make a name for yourself. So
there were some rumors, perhaps misinformation that was bandied about today, specifically about your age. Did that get back to you, and did it anger you? Did you hear anything about the fact that you might not be 19, you could be as old as 23? Can you kind of speak to that and what these past 12 to 16 hours have been like for you with that?
It did get to me, like in terms of me hearing about it, but it didn't get to me like personally, because if it were true, I'll probably be like sideways about it, but it's not true, so I'm comfortable. I'm not, pissed off or I'm not angry. I gotta learn what I can say, what I can't say now.
Steve Kyler, Basketball Insider. First of all, congratulations. 2 years ago in Italy, we talked about what you would be kind of at the next level. You're here. You made the decision to kind of come into this process later than most. What made you think you were ready for the NBA, and what do you feel like are some of the skills that are going to translate right away for you, and what are the things you still feel like you got to work on?
Well, I felt like I could bring the. People usually say, nowadays that playing hard is the new skill, or having the motor is a new skill. So for me, it was just always having that work ethic and just continue to work hard. And my skills have always been just work on them, and you never know when you're going to use them in the game. So just work on them, have them in your pocket, and then when required, use them. So just been working.
What are some of the things you feel like you still have to work on?
Oh, things like ball handling, because people don't expect me to be handling the ball, but look at Green, like at the 4 position, with the Warriors. He's the new guy bringing the ball up, and so it takes the pressure off the other guys, because you see the 4 sucked into the paint now, and he's bringing the ball up. So he's got like 10 feet in front of him when he's bringing the ball up, because the guys, they're not going to come out there and check him from there, because he's able to handle the ball. So I feel like I need to work on that a little bit more, and shooting the ball consistently also.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On to your left, Ron Flatter. I work with RSN in Australia. What are your thoughts about playing for the Boomers national team, and what's your timetable with that, and what kind of commitment do you want to make with them in terms of World Championships, Olympics, etc.?
With them right now, it's not today, because in terms of not this Olympic trip, but they're gonna have a good year. I feel like they're gonna have a good year, although they have injuries. But for me personally, it's gonna take some time, because I gotta get used to this first, and then after that, I had already planned on eventually playing for them.
And thoughts too, you're the second Australian drafted early by the Milwaukee Bucks, Andrew Bogut, 11 years ago. Any possibility you'll get together with Bogues and compare notes about Milwaukee?
Yeah. Yeah. that would be cool. That would be cool.
Take me through your emotions. You know, there was a lot of talk of you going to play college, and then when you declared for the NBA, I'm sure you heard a lot of negativity. And now to be here, sitting at number 10 in the draft, I notice you can't take a smile off your face right now. Just talk about your emotions after everything you've kind of gone through.
It took a long time in a short time period. I can say that because it's 5 years. It's going 6 years now. It's been 5 years when I first decided I wanted to be a pro, and I decided to take basketball serious. So it's been a long time because I put in a lot of games, a lot of work, and to finally see it pay off, you know, really, like, I lost words when I was walking there, you know, trying to say, you know, thank you to my family. Just took lots of words, and I speak with them every day. So it was a different situation. It just mentally, you just can't wait. Physically, you're trying to control yourself, and at the same time, it's unreal.
It was, you know, them taking you to 10, I'm sure if you saw the mocks, they were all over the place. What would you say to people who kind of question them going for you at 10?
I didn't actually, personally, I never searched up the mocks unless we were in a basketball argument with somebody else. But other people, you know, close by would say, oh, they have you going here, oh, that's BS, don't worry about it, I think you're this and that. So I really didn't pay attention to the mocks, but you know, for me going 10, I felt like my workouts, when I did the team workouts, I felt good after a few workouts, and this was one of them. I felt great about this one.
Hey, Thon, to your right. You were born in Sudan, you know, when there's a lot of unrest there, you moved to Australia, then to North America. How much better does this moment feel knowing that you've been all through all of that, and to have your brother in the audience when you were drafted?
Oh man, it's amazing. You notice the guy who was trying to rush me with a hat, and I had to wait for my brother to come out. You know, he's next, so it's very special. Last year, I stayed an extra year just to play with him, alongside him, and you know that worked out pretty well. And you know we had fun, and at the same time, he's been watching me and shadowing me all this past 2-3 years in basketball, and he's come a long way. He's so much better, and I'm really happy for him too. And he's very proud of me, so it's special.
Darrell Johnson, New York Beacon. There's a growing number of players of African descent in the NBA, and even the NBA itself is making strides with connecting with the continent. Do you have any relationships with any of the African players in the NBA?
Not yet, because I've met a few guys and eventually plan on meeting up with them and getting to know them a little bit more. So, but not yet, like in terms of personal relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Thon. Michael Vincent, ABC Australia. What's your message to kids like yourself who came from Sudan, maybe those of friends of yours who are living in Sydney or in Perth or elsewhere, who seeing what you've achieved?
Some of them were texting me that they were watching and they having the butterflies. For some reason, I didn't have it before I walked into this building. I think for them, it's just work hard, no matter what. And then the biggest thing I always tell like little kids is work on your skills. You never know, how tall you're gonna be. You never know how valuable it will be. Even though you grow out of a position you always wanted to play.
Do you want to play for the Australian Boomers?
Yes, I do.
Which in Rio?
Not this year, no. The veterans are gonna have a last run, so they can handle it.
But someday you definitely want to make the Australian team.
I definitely do.
Thank you. You also.
Thank you.
Thank you.